Hello YouTube, this is that Yi guy. Today I have for you a detailed guide on the pirate coins and all the related currencies. So as with all my video guides, down below there's going to be timestamps so you can navigate to different coins. I also did a detailed type up and a Google spreadsheet that you can reference. Hopefully, I'm not the best at Excel, but I did my best. Hopefully this is easy to understand. And you can simply go down here and, for example, you want to see how you can get a lot of Artorias coins. You can go to the co-op sailing yarn, or you can go to Gate of Earth, which requires a gate key. I'm going to cover that in a section in this video later. But if you do the co-op sailing, there's a chance to get keys, etc., etc. And if you want to know what you need to save your pirate coins for, the main use of a pirate coin for you is probably the shop where you can buy honing materials. But aside from that, you potentially want to save some for different uses. You can navigate to the spreadsheet. You can see that the most important one, I'm going to put the Song of Resonance, for example, because it's required for a lot of secrets and a lot of island quests. I also listed down below all the things that I think are potentially important. If they're not highlighted, then they are sort of important for different people, but not for everyone. And as you can see, you can go to different coins. You can find out where to find the certain vendors and things like that. As mentioned before, throughout your adventures, you have most likely gotten a lot of pirate coins. And along with that, if you were doing island quests, if you're exploring around different areas, if you're following guides, you could probably have gotten a lot of chests such as this. Is the High Seas coin chest and the Sailing coins selection chest. These will give you specific coins, and this is kind of confusing for some people, and it's totally understandable. The main uses of these coins is actually for people to exchange for pirate coins, but there are certain specific use cases for these coins that you might want to consider saving them for. But first, I'm going to talk about the main thing, the pirate coin itself. So pirate coin, most people are familiar with the use because you can go to any port. So in any of the major cities, you can simply go to the port. And once you're here, you can actually take off. And once you're right outside, you can see on the mini map, there are two ship icons. And one of them is going to be the traveling merchant. So sometimes it's not there, but you can just wait around a little bit because they do travel around different ports. But outside every port, there should be one most of the time. And you can go in, and in the normal tab, you can find that you can buy honing materials. And there's a weekly limit on them. But one thing you might notice is that honing materials are tradable. So you can potentially take these, buy them on all your characters, all of your alts, and trade them to the characters that need them most. The one thing that isn't tradable is the pouch. So if you want to buy a pouch for your character, that's only going to be the character that you purchase it on. So generally, one of the biggest questions is, should I exchange these chests for pirate coins? Should I be opening them and getting the pirate coins they need to buy the material? If you ever refer to my Google Doc, you're going to see that there are certain specific uses for these coins. But the most important ones are most likely Gienah coins. You want Giant's Hearts and the Omnium Star from the other one. So I'm going to quickly go over them and kind of explain the reasons. And the reason the Giant's Heart is important is because this reward here. If you go to collectible Giant's Heart, you can collect view reward information. You can see that having them unlocks different rewards. And some of the most important reward includes skill point potions. That is the main reason why this is important, because once you acquire these skill point potions, you can get them on your character, you can put more skills in and make the skills do more damage, have additional tripod effects, etc., etc. And once you do that, this is actually applied across all of your characters. So I highly encourage you prioritize the Giant's Heart out of all the things we talk about today. And the next one I want to talk about is why you should save a Sun Coin, and that is going to be for the Omnian Star. And similar to Giant's Hearts, Omnian Stars can be collected in order to get specific rewards. So Omnian Star, as you can see, have one reward that is Greater Skill Point Potion. Now that gives 6 skill point. It's really good, and once you collect all of them, you're gonna get Wealth Room, which is the most incredible like meta room for many classes. Other than Berserker and a few niche cases I can think of, this is one of the most meta best in slot in-game rooms for your class. Any class that uses the specialty meter will want this one. And the last one is going to be another 6 skill point. So collecting all the Omnian Star is really important. I will consider saving up for that as well. And the last reason I think is important to mention to save specific materials is for things like this, the Bilbrin Timber and Bloody Timber. These are materials that you will need to upgrade your ship. So as you travel around, as you want to go around and do the missions, you're going to need your ship to be in a good spot. So once you upgrade it enough, you're going to start needing these specific materials. But having said all that, if you're interested in short-term progression and you're already settled in and ready to farm in the long run for these coins, you could potentially exchange some right now. You could open some of these chests in order to exchange for pirate coins. But if you do, always open them and select the Sun Coins, because Sun Coins can be traded for 20 pirate coins, and that's the best exchange rate you're gonna get. Hopefully that was easy to understand. Now I'm gonna go over each different coin in detail. If you just want to go to the section about how to farm them, you can go ahead and use the timestamps down below. So aside from that, what should you exchange for? What would you need the most out of all these coins? And if you look at my spreadsheet, it is going to be the Sun Coins and the Gienah coins. But you should not open these chests. If you're willing to be a little patient, you should never open the chest for Gienah coins, even if you need them. Now I'm going to go into the section on how you can acquire these coins, and you'll understand why. Throughout the day, you can check the top left corner, and you can see that there are different events. You will see this prompt after you have reached level 50, you have done Vern quest. And you're going to see certain events called Sailing Co-op missions. And these are where you can go to get specific coins. And if you hover over them, you're going to see that different Sailing Co-op missions actually give different coins. So because of this, it leads to this interesting situation. Every single time there's a Sailing Co-op mission, there's going to be 2 different ones available. And if you scroll down, you can see that in different times, they're all in different locations. And one thing that you might notice is that certain locations, even though the location is different, they give the same coin. And in my Google document, I have listed the different locations. For example, for Gienah coins, you can go do co-op sailing mission Vern, Annika, or Atherton. So this is going to be the easiest one to get in the long term, because there's simply going to be more of the co-op missions that give the specific coins. And the ones that come out less often, because there's only one type that gives it, are going to be Punica, etc. So Sun Coins, out of all of them, will be the hardest to get and the hardest to farm for, depending on your schedule. But if you are trying to buy specific things that you need at the moment, there's absolutely nothing wrong with just opening the chest and just getting what you need. If you want a giant heart, if you're 1 or 2 giant hearts away from the reward that you really need, go ahead and open the chest, because you are going to be able to farm more of them as time goes on. So even if you messed up, even if you picked the wrong thing, don't worry. Lost Ark is supposed to be played over the long term, there's no need to stress over different small choices like this. Now, whether or not you're running out of pirate coins or you just need more of these specific coins, there are multiple ways in game where you can get more of them. The two main ways is actually from the co-op sailing missions and the Adventures Island. So Adventures Island isn't something that will happen every day, but you can check in the tab, the compass here, to see if there's one available on the day. So once you see that, you can go over here and you can look for it. Instead of just one singular event, it's a cluster of 3 different islands that appear that you can choose from. So for example, today the 3 is Drumby Island, there's a Snowpang Island, and Monty Island. So the selection will be different every day, so you won't be able to always find the same island, but there's always a variety. So usually you can, out of a 3, find one that gives specifically pirate coins and high sea coin chest. And you can go and participate in that specific one, and you can click on the world map icon to see where you need to go in order to participate in it. Just from running one adventure island, I managed to get 6 high sea coin chests. Each of them lets me pick 100 of the coins of the specific type I need, and pirate coins. I get 4.2k for winning this time. But even if you lose, the reward isn't that much worse. So Adventure Islands is quite good. And the way co-op sailing mission works is that you are simply asked to go to outside the port. So to give you an example, here's footage of me doing one of the events outside Punica. So all this happened, yes, on the mini-map, very close to where the port is. So if you're there standing by ready to do it, you're gonna see that you can actually participate. Once the timer runs out, you can simply go out and do everything the quest asks you to do. For example, right now I'm catching jellyfish, so I'm going around and shooting the different jellyfish. One thing you might notice, and I want to stress this so that you're prepared, is that some of these have high requirements, but you can meet them. What if you didn't know about how the ship works, is that in different areas, sometimes there will be events. For Punica, there will be events that happen inside the Tempest Sea area. And this is a level 4 Tempest Sea, which is really damaging to the ship. If your ship is not good enough, it might be disabled. Right now, on this ship, I have 23 seconds of debuff left. As you can see that all my skills are now turned off, which is really unfortunate. But at this point, I already participated in it. I can already get the rewards, so I don't have to worry as much. But if you're just coming in and you want to wait out the timer, one thing you can do is that the danger hazard meter does not fill out really fast if you stay perfectly still inside the dangerous water. So what you can do is that if your ship is almost good enough, simply stay still inside dangerous terrain and dangerous water and let the debuff bar expire. Once that expires, you can, without moving, try to participate in some of the events. And of course, if you press Z in the ship menu, you're gonna see that different crews have different plus or minus to certain weather. And because the mission I mentioned earlier was in Tempest Sea, I have this crew that gives me +3 to Tempest Sea. And this crew gives me +2 to Tempest Sea. And right now I haven't invested much because I'm saving my coins for this video purposes and do research with. I don't have too many other crews. I took off this crew even though he gives me more speed for that event because he gives a minus to the Tempest Sea and you do not want that. So potentially you will go with a less filled crew in order to get the bonuses and resistance just right for the event you're looking for. At the end of each event, you're gonna get pirate coins, the sun coins in this case, because this is a Punica, and if it's in Rohando, you will get Gienah coins and things like that. And with every single event, there is a chance, this is not guaranteed, a chance for you to get a specific key as a reward as well. I'm going to cover that right after I finish covering these events. But the key is something really interesting that can get you more coins. At the end of this event, a prompt popped up and said you're looking for the next event and it's storing treasures. All these will be random, so you won't always get the same event every single time you do co-op. But once the prompt pops up, everyone's who needs repair will go repair, and you simply want to go to the next location. I navigated on my map to look around, and I see that the next event is actually right here. So I began chartering a course to the next event, and I try to avoid dangerous water for as long as I can. Sometimes when you go to an event, you might be completely locked out. You see that I am now traversing around where the minigame is supposed to happen, but there's no prompt that popped up. And that the reason is that my ship is simply not resistant enough to the dangerous waters for this to happen. So what you want to do is simply arrange your ship, arrange your crew, so that you have not that much of a weakness to the certain waters where you're doing this in. And in the example right here, my ship is way too weak against the tempest seas, so it doesn't let me participate in this specific event. The last part I want to cover is the keys. So you get these keys from the co-op event. You can check how many you have by going to your inventory and going to the storage. And then you can click on the sailing material, scroll all the way down, and you're gonna see if you have any of those keys or not. So what happened is that a lot of times, usually on the weekends, there will be events that pops up. For example, I have a key of guidance. I will be looking for an event called Gate of Guidance. And if I have a key, I will be able to enter. So it's gonna appear as a whirlpool on the map. And if the event is active, if the gate is active, as usual, you can click on the symbol here that will show you where you need to go. If you're there at the right time, and if you have the right key for it, you can enter. So for example, for Gate of Wisdom, you need a Wisdom key, and for Gate of Harmony, you need a Harmony key. And the actual event is kind of fun. It's a PvP event in that you're using a ship to try to outmaneuver the other team. Once you go into Whirlpool, once they check you have a key, you can start getting in and waiting. Once this Master of the Sea event starts, you're going to be separated into two different teams. So inside the mini game, you're trying to shoot the different things that are moving around. You want to shoot the fish, the glowing one's worth more point, and you're competing with the other team to try to score as many points as possible. And you're constantly taking damage this entire time. But as you can see on the mini map, there's a plus sign with an up arrow. You can go there with your ship to get repairs for free. So you automatically fix your ship, repair your ship. So this is actually a very fun event that I recommend people participate in if you have a key. And once the event is over, you're gonna get a reward of different coins. And even though we were defeated, you actually do still get coin. I got 120 ancient coins here, and that's really good because that's 2.4k pirate coins if I want to convert it. Or if I want to keep it, that's gonna be really good as well. Because you get the rewards, I highly recommend you holding on to some keys. So as you can see in the middle of the area after the mini game's over, you're gonna see a floating chest. What you can do is you simply go over and you can collect the coins inside. If you go and use a key, you can actually open the chest and you're gonna get 70 coins every single time you open the chest. Every single time you do co-op, if you get a key, you can have access to the mini game and you can use the extra keys you have to open the chest and get access to even more coins. But once again, I recommend you to hold on to all of those keys, just at least one of each, so that you can at least participate in the mini game that will get you more coins in the long run. Between the video and the spreadsheet I'm gonna link down below, this should cover pretty much everything you need to know for these coins, and you know how to get more, how to use them effectively, and everything like that. As always, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below, ask me any questions. You can tell from my other videos, I always try to answer people whenever I can. I want to take a moment and thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, everyone who subscribed very recently, anyone who started following me through Path of Exile, New World, and things like that. One thing you know about me is that I do put a lot of time and effort into my videos, and I do my best to not clickbait people. Even if the title is extra catchy or clickbaity, I always include enough detail in the title so that you can tell just by looking at it whether or not you need the information. And because I'm not doing all the clickbait thing, I'm at a huge disadvantage compared to other YouTubers. So I thank you very much for your support, and if you like the content, please consider subscribing and just commenting and liking the video. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day or wonderful weekend if you're watching this as the video came out.